Welcome to this explainer. You know we love taking big, complex, overwhelming travel plans and just distilling them right down into super clear, actionable strategies. So if you're planning an Asia trip and you find yourself with just a tiny window of time, it honestly feels like looking at an impossible puzzle, right? Well, today we are completely hacking that puzzle. We're breaking down a fast-paced, highly practical DIY survival guide for doing Taiwan in just 3 to 5 days. We're going to bypass the tourist traps, squeeze the absolute most out of every single hour, and build you an insider strategy right here.
Now, I need you to remember this golden rule right out of the gate. Do not try to travel the whole island. Seriously, so many DIY travelers fall headfirst into this trap. They've got, 72 hours? And they end up wasting half of their precious trip just sitting on trains, staring out the window, desperately trying to rush down south to Kaohsiung or cram in Sun Moon Lake. Just don't do it. It's a massive mistake. When you're on a tight timeline, your absolute best strategy is to plant yourself firmly in the north and just ruthlessly focus all your energy right there.
To pull off this hyper-efficient strategy, here is our playbook. 1. The transport matrix. 2. Setting up base camp. 3. The master itinerary. And finally, 4. Taiwan's culinary soul. Number 1. The transport matrix. Okay, let's dive right into this because Taiwan's infrastructure is frankly incredibly efficient. But arriving at the airport can feel like a total maze if you don't know exactly what you're looking for.
And here's the very first trap that travelers fall into. I call it the Airport Express trap. When you land at Taipei Airport and head down to the MRT, you're going to see 2 trains, a purple one and a blue one. You must absolutely always wait for the purple train. It's the express line, and it literally shoots you straight into Taipei main station in just 35 minutes. If you carelessly jump on the blue train, well, you're getting on a local commuter line that stops at every single local station, and you are going to waste almost an hour of your life before your trip has even really begun. So purple train, always.
So here is your exact, flawless arrival sequence. Step 1, fill out your arrival card online before you even board your flight. This lets you completely skip the massive manual immigration lines and just breeze right through the automated e-gates. Step 2, like we just established, get on that purple MRT. And Step 3, before you even leave the airport, stop at a convenience store and grab an EasyCard. Listen to me, under no circumstances should you be buying those single-journey plastic tokens. The EasyCard is literally your lifeline. You tap it for the subway, the buses, and yeah, even to buy snacks at 7-Eleven or Family Mart. It's the whole shebang.
Section 2. Setting up base camp. So the crucial point here is that once you've successfully navigated that transport matrix, you need to know exactly where to drop your bags.
I mean, really, where should you set up your base camp? I want you to think about this for a second. When you're in a sprawling metropolis, where you choose to sleep dictates the whole flow of your day. For a short, fast-paced trip, your location isn't just a nice-to-have preference. It is absolutely everything. I want you to burn this mantra into your brain right now. Time spent commuting is time wasted. When you only have 3 to 5 days on the ground, you absolutely do not want to be taking a 20-minute subway ride every single morning just to reach the main transit hub. We're going for total, ruthless efficiency here.
Let's break down your 2 elite base camp options. Option 1 is the Taipei main station area. This is your purely strategic play. You're basically sleeping right on top of the transit grid. You are walkable to the airport MRT, the local subway lines, and all the regional trains you'll need for those day trips. Now, option 2 is Ximending. People often call this the Harajuku of Taipei. This is for you if you prioritize the vibe. It's loud, it's totally vibrant, packed with neon lights, and it's absolutely perfect if you want to walk out of your hostel at 11 p.m. and instantly be surrounded by street food and action.
Moving on to Section 3, the master itinerary. Now that our logistics are totally locked in, we are ready to deploy our highly curated, super fast-paced attack plan.
Here's your high-level look at the timeline. We are perfectly balancing the intense, buzzing energy of the city skyline with the misty, cultural escapes up in the surrounding mountains. Day 1 is dedicated to the Taipei classics. Day 2, we break out to the northern coast. And Day 3, it's all about healing and heritage.
Kicking off Day 1, we focus on the Xinyi district, and this brilliantly illustrates our insider budget hack. Most tourists will just immediately shell out $20 to ride an elevator up the Taipei 101 observatory. But check this out. Hike Elephant Mountain instead. It's also known as Xiangshan, and you want to do this about an hour before sunset.
Okay, yes, it's a steep 20-minute stair climb. Your calves will definitely burn. But the reward is a 100% free, breathtaking panoramic view of Taipei 101 rising dramatically right over the city skyline. You actually get a way better view of the building by not being stuck inside of it.
Then for day 2, we escape to the northern coast. You're going to take a morning local train from Taipei Main Station out to Rufang Station, and then catch a bus up into the mountains to Jiufen Old Street. The aesthetic up here is just unreal. Picture narrow alleys, glowing red lanterns, and historic tea houses. It gives off this massive Spirited Away vibe. But listen, you must arrive before 10 a.m. That is absolutely crucial if you want to experience the magic before the really suffocating tour groups show up. Then, in the afternoon, you shift over to the Pingxi line down to Jiufen. There, you can literally release a paper lantern right on the active train tracks and take a quick walk to the incredibly stunning Jiufen waterfall.
Day 3 is your healing and heritage day. And the absolute best part is you can do all of this using just the red MRT subway line. Take that red line north to Bay 2, which is Taipei's famous hot spring district. Get this, for just $2, you get access to the public Millennium hot spring baths. Just remember to pack your own swimsuit. After you've had a good soak, you jump right back on that same red MRT line and ride it all the way to the end of the line to Tam Sui. It has this gorgeous sunset walk right along the river, and while you're there, you absolutely have to try the local specialty, age. It's this insanely delicious stuffed tofu dish.
Now, what if you're lucky enough to have extended your trip to 4 or 5 days? Well, you've got 2 fantastic bonus options. You could take the Maokong gondola up into the southern mountains and really immerse yourself in traditional tea culture. Or you could leverage that incredible infrastructure we talked about and take a super fast 45-minute high-speed rail ride down south to Taichung. That way you can check out the highly photogenic Rainbow Village and hit up the famous Miyahara dessert shop.
Section 4, Taiwan's Culinary Soul. Let's move to and see how this builds into the final, and let's be totally honest here, the most important part of any trip to Taiwan, the street food. Let me be incredibly clear on this point. Skip the fancy sit-down restaurants. Taiwan's true culinary soul lives directly out on the streets. For breakfast, you're going to walk the local neighborhoods and look for those little joints surrounded by big clouds of steam rising off bamboo baskets. When you find one, just point to the menu and order danbing, which is this savory egg crepe, and youtiao, a perfectly crispy fried dough stick. Wash all of that down with a cup of warm soy milk. This absolute feast is going to cost you under $3. Honestly, it's the best deal you'll get all year. Then, when the sun goes down, you have to aggressively track down these night market staples. First up, stinky tofu. Look, I know, yes, it smells awful from like a block away, but trust me, the taste is so complex, crispy, and just amazing. Next, you gotta find Taiwanese fried chicken. You are specifically looking for those ridiculously oversized, heavily seasoned, perfectly crispy chicken cutlets. And of course, you have to wash it all down with a classic bubble tea from a local beloved brand like 50 Lon or K-Book. No way you can skip that. To actually execute your dinner strategy, here are the 2 specific night markets we've integrated into your itinerary. On day 1, you're going to end your night at Raha Night Market, right over on the east side of the city. It is legendary for its black pepper buns, or hu zhao bing, which they bake right there in a blazing hot clay oven. Then on day 3, you're heading to Ningxia Night Market. It's a bit smaller, vastly less touristy, and just absolutely packed shoulder to shoulder with unbelievable Michelin Bib Gourmand food stalls. Bringing this all together, the bottom line is this. Taiwan is quite literally one of the easiest, safest, and most rewarding places in all of Asia for a DIY trip. By simply refusing to spread yourself too thin, focusing your energy squarely on Taipei and the northern coast, using that EasyCard seamlessly, and literally eating everything in sight, 3 to 5 days is more than enough time for a massive, unforgettable dose of culture. Now, to actually pull this off without a single hitch, you do not need to guess the logistics. For all the exact, up-to-date local train schedules up to Jiufen, a full breakdown of what to pay at the night markets, and a complete downloadable list of Google Maps pins so you never, ever get lost, make sure you grab the free itinerary over at asiabackpacktrip.com. That is where you'll find all the final missing puzzle pieces for this explainer. So, we've navigated the matrix, mapped out the perfect base camps, built the ultimate northern itinerary, and completely decoded the street food scene. You now hold the ultimate playbook for mastering Taiwan in just a handful of days. So, I just have to ask you, what will be your very first meal when you finally step off that purple train?